Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I'll be talking about the rumor that the Washington Commanders are reportedly very high on Georgia cornerback Kelee Ringo, and if it's a possibility they draft him in the first or second round. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. Super close to 11,000 subscribers, so please make sure you guys subscribe, hit that like button, and that notification bell as well. Okay, so we are under 2 weeks away from the NFL draft, and things, rumors are starting to pick up, and, these visits are starting to end, and yeah, we're getting really, really close, and I am excited for it to actually happen and not just talk about it. We'll probably have a mock draft or two out in the next couple weeks. But let me read this report from the NFL Rookie Watch. He says the Washington Commanders are reportedly very high on Kelee Ringo. Many NFL scouts reportedly believe a position switch for Ringo is possible, while some believe he can still excel at the cornerback position. A few weeks ago, Richard Sherman said he sees an early Patrick Peterson in Ringo. Ringo is currently projected to go between the middle of the first round, which is where the Commanders picks, and then the middle of the second round is kind of the latest he could go according to this page right here. I don't know where he got the information from, but it is a big site, 80,000 or big page, 80,000 followers. So he definitely probably has some sources for sure, and he's hearing that the Commanders are very high on Kelee Ringo. They do need a cornerback. Maybe I saw some people say he could switch to safety, maybe Buffalo nickel, and they could play him there. Let's talk about Kelee Ringo a little bit before I talk about if I think the Washington Commanders should draft him. So he is 6'2", 210 pounds, or that's what the Georgia listed him at, and pretty young. As a sophomore, and then his stats. Let me go into that real quick. Had 2 interceptions in 2022, so not amazing, but not bad at all, because a lot of the top corners in this class, or some of them didn't have great ball production, like Joey Porter. Had 4 interceptions over 2 years, so solid, and had a pick 6 in 2021, I believe, and 8 pass breakups in 2021, 7 in 2022, had a sack over his 2 years, 1 forced fumble, and yeah, he had a better 2021 season than 2022, but he's going into this season, a lot of people thought he was going to be the top corner in this class, was going to be a top 10 pick, and now he might be out of a lot of people's top 5, because I think almost everyone has Christian Gonzalez, Devin Witherspoon, Joey Porter, and Deonte Banks over him. Those guys for sure. I don't know many people that have Kelee Ringo over any of those guys. And then you could debate whether some of the other guys below are they're kind of in that same tier, like Emmanuel Forbes, DJ Turner, kind of those type of guys are in the same tier as Kelee Ringo. What's his name, Julius Brents or whatever, him as well. There's some other guys as well. They're kind of in that same tier, late first to mid to late second is those guys' range. And let's read the background on Kelee Ringo. So at the combine, measured in at 6'2", 207 pounds, and the combine numbers were okay. The 40-yard dash is really good, 4.36 40-yard dash. That's very comparable to Deonte Banks and Christian Gonzalez, which both ran around a 4.35, I believe. Vertical jump, not great, low 30s, 33.5. And Gonzalez and Banks had over 40-inch verticals. Not really sure about the broad jump, if that's good or not, and then didn't do the bench press. So okay, combine numbers right there. Let's see. Player bio, I'll just go over the overview and some of his strengths and weaknesses. So NFL comparison is Jimmy Smith. He's a boundary corner with an impressive blend of size and athleticism. He's uniquely suited to travel the field and match talents against some of the bigger targets in the league. He can press and does a nice job of controlling plays in front of him from off coverage. However, he's very average at anticipating breaks and transitioning with them to squeeze the top of the route. His physicality in coverage and in run support are big assets, but there's still some work to be done in consistency of coverage. His traits will be highly coveted and has a chance to become a very good NFL cornerback. And so strengths, great size and strength from outside corner, plays with effortless natural response from zone, which Commanders play a lot of zone, more zone than most teams. So that would probably be a scheme fit here. High school sprint champ with excellent recovery speed, fights through blocks and maintains run leverage. So it seems like he would be solid in the run game, which is always a plus. Some weaknesses, issues consistently tracking deep balls, body control gets sloppy, lack of patience against release leads to early hip declarations, and then called for 9 penalties in 2022. Sources tell us there are some really good games, but there's some average ones too. I think you project the size and athleticism because he's got them both and he's scheme independent. So you're really going to have to develop this guy. He's got the tools. He's got that speed that you need in that 4.3 range is very good for a corner. Also has got that size and the length that you need. And he's very young as well. Now you just got to put all those tools together and mold him into a very good NFL cornerback. Maybe safety, but probably, cornerback. That's what he played at Georgia, and I think that's what he's going to play in the NFL, at least at first. And if he's struggling, maybe they move him to like Buffalo nickel or something, or safety, depending on the team. That's just something to consider. So for me, I don't want to draft him in the first, unless it's late first. If it's late first, like I'm talking 28 or later, if we trade back that much, then I'm okay drafting Kelee Ringo. But if we trade back a lot and maybe get another second round pick, then I would not mind, getting him in the second. If he's there at 47, I think that's great value, and you could end up taking him, especially if you took a offensive lineman in the first round. I think that would really make sense. So for me, for the Commanders, if he's in there, if he's available from 28 to 47, absolutely taking him. And I wouldn't mind trading up a few spots in that second round if you traded back in the first and got some extra assets. If you traded up a few spots to get Kelee Ringo, or if you wanted another corner like Emmanuel Forbes, I'm all for it. I'm all for it because they do need another guy in there, because Benjamin St-Juste, he's injury prone. I love him. He's a good player and has the potential, I think, to be a very good cornerback in this league. But he needs to stay healthy, and we haven't been able to depend on him the last 2 years because of those injuries. And then Kendall Fuller, he's a free agent, I believe, after this year, so you need to have a replacement for him. And we don't have a slot cornerback, so if you draft Kelee Ringo, you can move someone else into the slot, or if you draft Emmanuel Forbes, you can play him in the slot. If you draft Deonte Banks, ideally you want him on the outside, but you could, slot him inside and you would be fine as well. So I think drafting a cornerback in the first 2 rounds is a good idea. And I guess the Commanders are interested in him, but again, it's kind of smoke screen season, especially for the teams that are high up. If they're the top 5 teams, those guys are a lot of smoke screens in terms of who they're taking, if they're trading a guy, and all that stuff. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend, enjoying your Saturday. And if you guys didn't see the stream, go ahead and watch it. Yesterday I had a stream with Juan from Juan Gotti Talking Sports and Abdullah from DMV Sports Zone. So check that out. Not sure what video I'll have tomorrow, but mock draft early next week. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.